I can't believe what's happening in Landover. Get ready, because this is serious, folks. A political earthquake threatens to shake our team's identity, and this is not a drill. Plus, the defense is in the eye of the storm. Is our safety squad ready or in crisis? There's a huge gap to fill. And to top it off, a starter, a veteran from the secondary, could be out before camp begins. Are you ready for the truth? Don't even think about changing the channel. If you're true fans, prove it right now by liking and subscribing to not miss any of this bombshell. Listen up, Commanders Nation. I don't know about you, but I can't believe what just went down. Former President Donald Trump has stepped into the Washington Commanders business, demanding we go back to the name Redskins. Can you believe it? This isn't just a whim. It's a media earthquake that makes us all think. Trump, in his unmistakable style, called us the Washington whatevers on social media. Whatevers? Can you grasp the disrespect there? Not only that, he insists there's a huge outcry from fans, and I quote, great indigenous people in massive numbers wanting the Redskins name back. Now I ask you, is this true? Or is it just another political move? I think it's a bit of both, but the impact on our franchise is undeniable. He argues that the cultural climate is different now, and that terms like Redskins aren't derogatory, that even removing the name took away heritage and prestige from indigenous people. Please. In 2020, on July 13th to be exact, the Washington Commanders, under pressure from Native American groups and controversy, finally let it go. We played as the Washington football team for 2 seasons. And then on February 2nd, 2022, we became the Commanders after an 18-month name change process. Are we going to throw all that away over a tweet? It was a process involving the community, the owners, the players, not a decision taken lightly. And he didn't stop there. He also called for the Cleveland Guardians to go back to the Indians. This is a trend. I think the man is trying to revive a debate we thought was over, or at least on the way to being resolved. Both franchises changed their names due to pressure and the argument that they were offensive and outdated. History has shown us these names cause real pain in indigenous communities. So, what does this mean for us, the true Commanders fans? It means the conversation isn't over. It means that, though we have moved forward, there will always be voices trying to take us back to the past. I think the leadership Adam Peters, the new owner Josh Harris, need to be ready for this. We can't allow an external distraction to veer us off the path. We've paid to build a winning team. My argument is this. The name Redskins is part of our history, yes, but it's also an open wound for many. We've made efforts to heal, move forward, and be inclusive. Do we really want to reopen that wound over a political remark? I say no. Our focus should be on the field, building a team that gives us victories and pride, not in battles for a name that was retired for good reasons. So, I ask you, Commanders Nation, should the team bow to pressure and consider returning to the name Redskins, or should we continue ahead as the Commanders and focus on the future? Attention, Commanders Nation. If you thought things were calm in defense, you were mistaken. I'm telling you, Adam Peters, our GM, has shuffled the board in a way that has many scratching their heads. And the safety position is where the tremor is felt most. Look at this. Cameron Curl is gone. Cameron Curl, one of the few successful drafts by Ron Rivera. There was hope, I think, that Peters would keep him to form a solid duo with Quan Martin. But no, sir, Peters didn't pursue him. Instead, he brought in Jeremy Chinn from the Carolina Panthers. Chinn, a guy who was a rising star in his first 2 seasons, but was later relegated to special teams and a limited role in defense due to coordinator and scheme changes. I ask you, is that the replacement we need for such a critical position? Now, don't get me wrong. Chinn is a modern safety, like a linebacker, and Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. know how to use him. His bounce-back season in 2024 earned him a good contract with the Las Vegas Raiders. His departure is a confirmed loss. But here's the key point, the one raising my eyebrow. For the second consecutive season, the Commanders have let go of a good box safety. First curl, now chin. How much will Jeremy Chinn's departure affect our defense in 2025? I'm telling you, it's a question that keeps me up at night. Quan Martin, of course, returns, and I think he'll continue developing as an elite free safety. His pick six against the Detroit Lions in the playoffs was a crowning moment. But who's going to accompany him? Will Harris, formerly of the New Orleans Saints, seems to be in line. A solid guy, yes, has played 62 games over the last 4 years, 42 as a starter in New Orleans and Detroit. He's a consistent player, but I ask you, is Will Harris the guy who's going to win us championships? I don't think he's the hitter Chinn was, that player who intimidates in the middle of the field. His signing, I'm telling you, caused more yawns than applause, which already tells us something. That's why analysts continue crying out for another major signing. Justin Simmons. His name has been making rounds, and I think it's a real possibility. If Peters decides not to bring another veteran, we have internal options, yes, but they're more question marks than certainties. Percy Butler and Jeremy Reeves have experience at safety, though I see them more as special teams pillars, not as undisputed defensive starters. And then there are the young ones. Tyler Owens, an undrafted free agent from last year, Athletic, impressed the coaches enough to secure a roster spot. Although he didn't see the field on defense, he became a key player on special teams. Ben Nickel remained on the practice squad much of last season and is back to compete. And a new UDFA joins them, Robert McDaniel from Jackson State, all with a similar physical profile. Around 6 feet and 210 pounds, all of them can run quite well. The Commanders have done a good job in recent years developing safeties. I'm telling you, so it's entirely possible one of these lesser-known defenders could emerge. Washington has 2 other rookies who are undrafted as safeties, but might see time there if Witt decides to experiment. Khalil Vigers will compete for one of the backup cornerback spots. But this former Louisiana Monroe star sometimes lined up as a box safety in college. He has the physicality to try it at the pro level. Finally, if Quinn and Witt are looking for the player most like the recently departed Jeremy Chinn, they might have him in the 6th-round pick, Kane Medrano. Though ostensibly a linebacker, Medrano has the speed and agility to play a big nickel spot where Chinn thrived last year. The UCLA product has much to develop before likely seeing serious defensive snaps. But if he progresses this summer, he could find his way onto the field as a safety in special packages. The same could apply to the 2024 draft pick, Dominique Hampton, a player with great size and speed as well. He's been taking snaps as a linebacker, but that wouldn't stop him from playing a traditional safety, or perhaps some hybrid role. My argument here is clear. Replacing Jeremy Chinn won't be easy. I'm telling you, last year we were saying the same about Cameron Curl. Peters, Quinn, and Witt have prepared many backup plans. But the reality is we're betting on unproven talent in a crucial position. Is it a master move or a calculated risk that could cost us dearly? Now I ask you, Commanders Nation, do you trust that young talent and internal options can fill the gap left by Jeremy Chinn? Or do you think Adam Peters should go for a proven veteran like Justin Simmons? Listen up, Commanders Nation. This is a bombshell that just dropped and has us all at the edge of our seats. I'm telling you, a starter, a veteran from our secondary, could have lost his spot even before training camp begins. Are you ready for this exclusive? Folks, the Washington Commanders finally signed our 2nd-round pick, Trey Amos, to his rookie contract. And that's fantastic news. It means this physically imposing cornerback will be on the field when training camp kicks off. But here comes the twist, the part that makes me say, wait a minute. I think this puts a possible starter in a very, very uncomfortable position. Adam Peters, our general manager, did a spectacular job reinforcing the cornerback position this offseason. He acquired Trey Amos with the 61st pick in the 2025 draft. But he didn't stop there. Oh no. He also secured the services of a two-time Super Bowl champion, Jonathan Jones, in free agency. Jones, an experienced, competitive defensive back with proven production at the biggest moments. Versatile, can play outside or at nickel. Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn are going to use him, I'm telling you. It's another one-year contract for a veteran over 30, but Peters believed it was worth the risk. A risk, apparently, that now could have direct consequences for Jones himself. Now, with Trey Amos already signed, I ask you, what does this mean for Jonathan Jones? I believe there's a big chance Trey Amos replaces him in the starting lineup alongside Marshon Lattimore and Mike St. Ristel. Think about it. That doesn't mean Jones won't be a key part of the rotation. Of course not. His experience is invaluable for team depth. But this former undrafted free agent from Auburn could be playing second fiddle to this trio, which would be a significant change in his role. Amos won't have anything handed to him, that I assure you. The Commanders will make him earn that boundary corner spot opposite Lattimore. Quinn and his staff will demand everything he has in camp and preseason. If Trey Amos impresses enough, I'm telling you, he'll be in the starting lineup for the first game of the season against the New York Giants. The expectation is high for a second-round pick, and the team wants to see an immediate return on that investment. And here comes my point, the one making me question. Did the Commanders give Jonathan Jones a one-year contract for $5.5 million with $2.5 million signing bonus and $4.5 million guaranteed just to sit on the bench? I think not. They want him involved, whether as the fourth option or not. And looking at the aerial attacks in our schedule this season, his experienced production will only help us. Depth in the secondary is crucial in today's NFL, and Jones brings that extra layer of security. In an ideal world, Trey Amos will flourish immediately. That's the best scenario for Washington's long-term future, especially if Marshon Lattimore returns to form now that he's fully healthy. And yes, that could be at the expense of Jonathan Jones as a starter. But the depth, I'm telling you, was always Peters' main goal this offseason. Jonathan Jones has an assigned role. The Commanders wouldn't have brought him in otherwise. But Trey Amos is the future, and I believe possibly also the present. My argument is that although Jones' experience is invaluable, Amos' investment and potential are too big to ignore. We're in a new era, Commanders Nation, and that means talented young players with high potential will have their chance. So, now I ask you, do you think it's fair for a proven veteran like Jonathan Jones to lose his starting spot to a rookie like Trey Amos, or is open competition what's best for the team? Phew, Commanders Nation, what an emotional roller coaster. After all we've discussed today, I ask you, do you think the political pressure on the Redskins name is a dangerous distraction or an opportunity to revive the debate? And what about our defense? Do you trust our young safeties and internal options will fill the gap left by Jeremy Chinn's departure? Or do we need more veterans in that position? Finally, the million-dollar question. Is the looming loss of Jonathan Jones, starting role to Trey Amos, a sign of progress or an unnecessary risk for our secondary? I want to hear your voices. Leave your comments below. I want to see that section explode with your opinions. This isn't just a channel. It's our family, our Commanders community. If you're a true fan, one who lives and breathes the burgundy and gold, join us. Subscribe now. Ring the bell not to miss a single bombshell of news. And like if you feel the passion for our team, don't stay out of this conversation. And remember, hail to the Redskins.